I tell you, I like this beat right here. I love this intro. How you guys doing this evening? Welcome back to Cocktails with Chello, episode 23, LEDA 23. This is gonna be interesting. We're gonna be talking about software that makes folks sound American. And we're gonna be touching on these micro celebrities. Am I a micro celebrity? Let's find out. All right. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining me for Cocktails with Chello, episode 24, LEDA 24. And I see I got my lady Yolanda Chin in the building. Thank you so much for your support. And she knows it. If you're watching live, it's hashtag CCLive. I appreciate that. And if you're watching the replay, it's hashtag CCReplay. Let me know how you guys like that. Now, all opinions are solely my own and do not reflect the opinions of my employer. The reason why I bring that up is because I work for the second largest waste and recycling company in the nation. And gosh, if we haven't met already, I'm sorry. Hey, my name is Marcello Arcelay. I provide recycling and waste services right here in Metro Atlanta. And if you like to recycle, give me a thumbs up in the comments. My focus is to work with industrial manufacturing companies right here in Metro Atlanta. My goal is to make sure that we incorporate a solution that is safe, secure, and helps them reduce their downtime. If that sounds like you, or you know someone that needs my help, have them give me a call directly. My number is 678-683-9136. I appreciate that. All right, so guys, it's gonna be interesting. I was coming across, I was listening to, actually watching on live feed of a podcast, just like this, I guess, because this could be eventually is going to be turned into a podcast. As a show called This Week in Google. Short is a hashtag TWIG. So if you guys ever heard of that, definitely subscribe to that if you like technology, if you like Google. And quite frankly, sometimes they don't even talk about Google. They talk about everything else technology wise. A good friend of mine, which I'm connected with him here on LinkedIn, and Pruitt, he's one of the hosts. They covered today along with Leo Laporte, Jeff, and also, I'm drawing a blank to remember Stephanie, I believe her name as well. She does the book club over there. Stacy Higginbotham. I tagged her. Sorry, Stacy. I should have known your name offhand. They covered two stories. One was niche internet micro celebrities, which was very interesting. I mean, you got to think about how a lot of people are making a living and not having a standard 9 to 5. So I'm going to cover that story. And then the second story, which is quite remarkable, is about a software called Solanas out in San Francisco. It's a software that a lot of call centers are using to have people sound more American, but essentially more like a white American. So it's interesting. So let's get right into it. I'm going to take a look at the comments that we got here, what we got going on. And mind you, you could actually jump ahead if you want. All the information is in the description if you want to take a look at that, the stories that I'm going to be covering today. Okay, so I see I have Yolanda Chin is in the building. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the compliments on the, the intro. Hey, what's going on? Miss Florence Love in the building. Thank you so much. And I see I got Suzanne Say Laurent in the building again. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that. And what else we have here? And this is a ladies' night. I love it. I feel so special. Let me refresh the pages, make sure that I see any other comments that are coming through. Okay, I see I got my dude. Okay, see, I'm not alone. I got James in the building. Thank you very much for coming through, James. I had to refresh just to see all the comments. And buenas noches, señor Roberto. Thank you very much for coming through. Gracias por tu soporte ahí, hombre. There you go. We got my dude here in YouTube supporting me. Thank you very much for your support, Roberto. All right, so let's get right to it. I'll show you right here the first story, which is actually quite interesting. This is it. Niche internet micro celebrities are taking over the internet. This was interesting, mind you. This is your neighbor, like you know that person that you see stay home all day, probably get food delivered, maybe never goes out, or maybe goes out once in a blue. You never see them. This might be them. They might be banking a lot of money because they're in the internet famous, and they're calling them like this is what they call them, nimcels, short for niche internet celebrities. Now, like this gentleman right here, Bryce, he's a big guy, as you see here. He's a 6'6", 25-year-old gentleman that he's an operating room nurse. Oh, I guess this guy actually gets out the house. Okay. And he's hard to miss, as you can see. And he's a breakout star on TikTok. Look at that. The funny thing is that he doesn't pull any punches, and he's all about what he's about. Look at that. He's all about drawing attention to himself. And I don't blame him, because it's all about the attention capital, or capital attention. I think that's what it was talking about. Attention capital. So as long as I can get your attention, I could be able to use that and leverage it to partner with other brands. So yeah, you can't miss him. Beautiful outfit. He drives a big old, what does he drive here? A 2007 Chevy Tahoe with a DVD player. What's wrong with that? I don't know why they highlighted it. Hey, some people wish they could have that right now, especially the people that I drove by and I saw them hanging out waiting for the bus to arrive. But I digress, But yeah, it's so funny. And then they in the same article, they highlight a few other folks. There's a young lady here, Ms. Ruiz, and someone also out of New York City. Her name is Park Slope Arsonist. Okay. All right. So those are two interesting stories right there, Let me see what folks are talking about. I see Miss Lorenz says niche thing is humorous. Yeah. It's funny you mention it because, pun intended. They always talk about when it pertains to doing stuff on social media to try to find your niche, meaning that find something that you actually enjoy doing, meaning that if you can actually, let me go back to, here we go. If you can find something that you're passionate about and you enjoy, then it's something that's sustainable. You're going to do over and over again. It's almost like what they say, do your passion or work your passion, and you'll do it for life. Like sometimes they say, you never work because you're doing what you love. You get the idea. So this is the same thing. If you find your niche, imagine if you could actually find your niche and find what you love to do that you're passionate about and get paid to do it. You always loved going to work. So that's something to consider. Now, I'm curious to know if you're watching me on the live, let me know if there's a passion project that you're doing that you are either considering to get off the ground or you're working on now, and put a link in the comments so people can actually support you. Mind you, as you know, I'm a waste stream analyst for a large organization, but the reason why I come on here and do this, random cocktails with Chello is for two reasons. It allows me to connect with you. And second, when I connect with folks in the real world, thank you, I'm going to come up in their stream and they'll see that I'm talking about different topics. And occasionally I do talk about what I do, but I stay top of mind with them. Or if I already did business with someone or we haven't, then I could, organically bump into them without actually sending them the proverbial, hey, how are you? Ready to buy? You get the idea. I'm sure you have all got those emails or calls. So let's see what we have here. All right. So Miss Saint Laurent says, have actually negotiated outside of a call center on major issues on global scale. Wow, understandable. Communication is communication is definitely essential. Yeah, and then we're gonna definitely touch on that on the second story. Thank you for sharing that. Let me see here. Then she says, communication is appreciated when both parties have empathy and being a part of the solution. Very true. Very true. That's the same thing. That's even in my industry. When I sit down and talk to someone, I'm not really in there to try to see how I could get the business. My job is to work together. And if we can't work together from the beginning, even though I'm the salesperson, there's a good chance that relationship is doomed to fail. So yeah, I agree. Let's see here. Yeah, so Ms. Love says absolutely understand that, and she appreciates that. No, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's go to the next one here that we have, because I want to be respectful of your time. I see Rebecca's in the building at YouTube. Thank you. Hey, looking forward to today's show. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you very much for your comment. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's awesome. All right, so let me black out of that one. All right. So the next story that we have is going to be about the company Sananas, which is, and I'll bring that up right here so you guys can see it. Here you go. This is interesting right here. Mind you, they're making, joke, because obviously when you think about call centers, the most common thought is someone from India or the Philippines that are taking those calls. I get the stereotype, but you get the idea. So this is really trying to get attention. So yeah, so when it comes down to it, they're showing here that let me actually zoom out, zoom in there. There we go. Bingo. All right. So they're talking about this company called Sananas. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. It actually was founded by 3 Stanford graduates, and you can see them right here on the screen. One is Sean, second one is Maxim, and last one is Andreas. Interesting that this came up on the radar recently. They must be either got a boatload of cash, or they secured a large contract at a huge call center or call centers. It's interesting that it's coming up because this is an article that was published 2 days ago by Joshua at SF Gate, and then was rewritten, or he gave his own spin, which is Edward from Motherboard, and that came out today. Now, as I said before, this is it's already been out, or people have been known about the software. As you can see here, this article was written back in December of last year, so it's been covered. So I'm curious to know, how would you guys feel if someone actually called you? Would you feel, if you thought he was American or she was American, would you feel betrayed? Do you feel taken advantage of? I'm just curious, like, how would you feel? Or would you be indifferent? And well, I'm curious, would you prefer to hear someone on the other line that sounds like you? I wonder. So let me know in the comments right there. If you would prefer someone to sound like me, or it doesn't make a difference. I don't mind. Put that in the comments. I don't mind. That means that it doesn't make a difference of what language they sound like or what accent they have. Just share that with me. So this is the website here. They are mentioning, and I'll put a link in the comments here in LinkedIn. You guys are more than welcome to check it out yourself. But yeah, you can go on the website and use the software to demo how your voice would change. And it's so remarkably convincing. And mind you, the reason why I decided to bring the story to you folks today is because you guys, you've been watching me for some time now, and I'm sure you know that from time to time, I struggle when enunciating and pronouncing certain words. So that's why at times I make an effort to slow down my speech. The classic word that I caught early on was the word Atlanta. I used to say Atlanta. It doesn't sound as, good as you actually enunciate every single word. So when I saw the story, this stood out because I connected with it personally. Because whenever I stand in front of a perfect stranger, first impression is crucial. So let me know in the comments as well. Do you have a problem with communicating? Let me know. No problem. Or I do have a problem. Let me know. And I'm just curious, what about the voice, the sound of your voice? Do you like it? Let me know. I mean, I know that I personally, sometimes when I've heard my recordings, it's weird to hear yourselves talk, Obviously by this time I've gotten over it. But I remember early on when I heard my voice, it was like, oh, okay, that's how I sound. Especially when you're amongst friends and family, you know, you let it, you know, you let it all hang out. So yeah, I'm just curious about that. So yeah, that was the demo, and let me show you this. So now the bad side of the story is this. People are using call centers, and there's call centers all around the world that are scamming people. So I'm concerned that some of this software could fall into bad hands. And you can look it up. Go to Google, go to YouTube, and type in just what you see here: scam call centers. There's numerous different channels that folks actually purposely look for these call centers and track the people down and try to shut them down. Let me show you. Let me show you this video right here.
Listen to me. It's a scam.
Oh, hold on a second. It's a scam. That's what they say. All right, here you go.
Like to steal your money.
Oh my God, are you serious?
The call centers are there for one reason and one reason only, that is to scam.
Were you just on the phone with the Canada Revenue Agency?
Yes, but I don't know what to do.
They don't care about what the customer is going through. You are paid to get the money, that is it. Empty out the bank account and leave it zero.
How much were they trying to get out of you?
Have you guys, and ladies, have you heard of this before? I've known about this for years now, and this is actually quite prevalent. A lot of videos on YouTube. I'm wondering if anyone has heard about the scam. Okay, so I see right now to go back to, oh, okay, I see the thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you heard about this before. Yeah, so Yolanda says, going back to the diction and enunciating and pronouncing, Yolanda says it doesn't make a difference to her. I like that. Good for you. And Florence, she says she's indifferent. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. And let me refresh the page to make sure I can see you guys' comments, because I think I mentioned this before that it's glitchy. I see right now Roberto says here, look at this. He says, Roberto says, a big can of worms. A lot of companies have outsourced their customer service or customer support to India in similar environments. A lot of Americans are xenophobic. Scam call centers will love this. Yeah, I agree. I'm concerned what steps this company is going to take to make sure that the software goes into good hands, or if they're gonna are they gonna have the software in a cloud? I wonder. Meaning that if they have enough reports that the call center is no good, then they can shut them down. Let me play you some more about this video, and then we can wrap it up, and I'll be respectful of everyone's time.
Like 96,000 and saying that I was gonna go to jail?
When somebody cries on the phone, they will mute the microphone and they will have a little laugh between the person that's sitting next to them. No one feels sorry for nobody, because they're interested in the money and the money only.
There are scammers who I think are terrible people and who are greedy, but there are other people who really do have a conscience. Some scammers are even willing to share secrets and expose their coworkers.
That's the number. Save her, save her. This woman is saying that she's got $60,000 in the bank and they're gonna take every single last dollar of it.
My name is Ben Taylor, and I have a YouTube channel called Pleasant Green where I look into scams. Scam baiting is where you go looking for scams. You try to find the scammers and you try to lead them along. Typically, you're trying to waste the scammer's time so that they don't have the...
This is what I was talking about. So this gentleman, he's one of those channels that I mentioned earlier that essentially they look for the scammers and they essentially draw them out. And then from there, then eventually he chips away and probably try to cripple that center.
The opportunity to go scam somebody else. There's a big kind of a movement on YouTube of scam baiters and people who try to get back at scammers, and I guess I am considered one of them.
My name is Casey. I used to be a scammer, but now I work in those same call centers undercover to save people from being scammed.
Casey was one of the scammers who watched my YouTube channel pretty regularly, and he reached out to me and he said, guess what? I am actually a scammer in India, and I'd be willing to talk to you, and I'd be willing to share kind of what I know.
It's the right thing.
Wow. So mind you, you guys can watch that on your own time. I just want to be respectful. I put the link to the YouTube channel. I highly recommend you to share it. I don't want to alarm. I just want to educate. I knew about this, and sometimes, and you guys and ladies said it the other day, you welcome this randomness of topics because that's how I think. This is what I view. This is why I listen. So as the topics come about that I'm interested in, that I find remarkable, interesting enough, I'll share it with you, and maybe that piques your interest, and we can have an ongoing conversation. So. Or if you see something similar like this or random, share it with me. Send it to me via DM or paste it in. If you're watching this video on the replay and you say, oh, Marcello, you didn't cover this story. What about that? Then, put it in the comments and let other people know. And then maybe we could discuss it at a different time. So thank you very much for that. Yeah. Okay. So Ms. Love says you definitely check that out. I appreciate that. All right. Hey guys. As you might know, my name is Marcello Arcele. I provide recycling and waste services for businesses right here in Metro Atlanta. My focus is to work with manufacturing, industrial, and logistical companies. Companies like Amazon, DHL. Those are the folks that I work with. And I work with mom and pops folks as well. and then in the middle, people that probably own like 5 or 10 Chick-fil-A's. Those are my clients as well. So if it's you or you know someone that might need my help, have them give me a call directly. My number is 678-683-9136. I thank you for helping me. And aloha to my lady, Felicia, coming right there at the end. But thank you so much for your love and your support. Please be sure to watch the replay. I think this is a very remarkable episode. I'm being respectful of people's time. You could actually take a look at the links, and the description has everything I talked about. So thank you very much for showing up. You guys have a fantastic day. Love you. Bye now.